Hello, welcome. This is a daily tarot card reading and it is for Thursday. I just made myself laugh because I hit the record button and I was just like sorting out the desk and sorting out, like I was drinking a bit of my tea and then I realised I was recording myself, so I did laugh. Anyway, welcome. This is your daily tarot card reading and we're doing another collective reading today. I'll do some zodiacs tomorrow, so yeah, I've just had a busy couple of days, which is why I'm doing the collective readings 2 days in a row. So that's the reason why. Anyway, I'm sending you lots of love, lots of peace to wherever you are on Gaia. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you for supporting. And yeah, let's see what we get here. Actually, we'll pick let's pick an oracle card first anyway, just to see what we get here from the overall energies. Playfulness. Right, now that makes sense, actually. That makes a lot of sense to me. Now, this is a relationship reading, okay? So this could be any relationship in your life. Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Now, this makes a lot of sense to me because I've been doing a lot of work the last year really, but particularly the last few days on the matrix, you know, and you know, it's like realizing that this whole world really is an illusion. And I know in spiritual communities we talk about this a lot, but actually getting yourself to the point where you do really perceive the world as unreal. You know, this was the teachings of Ramana Maharishi and other great gurus, that life is just a dream. And what that helps you to do is to really live from the spirit, to see spirit as the one eternal truth and the world to be as unreal. So in that sense, you know, playfulness, because what else is there to do? If the world is an illusion, then what else is there to do but to just be playful with it and not be so reactive? So being playful is allowing your true essence, your true spirit to shine. We've also got the beauty card. So again, that is allowing your true beauty and divine essence to shine out. Let's see what fairy energy we get. So there's something here to do with decisions, you know, and it's like the fairy realm, the underworld full of all the other spirits and fairy creatures, as kind of saying, you know, you've got a decision, just make your mind up. Or maybe you're waiting for a decision to be made, you know, and it's just like, enough already. Enough already. Just be centered in spirit, which is the truth. And remember that whatever decision it is you're waiting on, you know, this is all an illusion anyway. Right, so what does that help you do? When you know that the world is an illusion, it helps you to disidentify from a lot of the challenges and problems. But most importantly, it allows you to center on the eternal truth of spirit, and to embody the true consciousness of source, which is what you are, you know, and to bring that through your energetic system, your physical body, into Gaia, to be in that conscious vibration all of the time, because you're not allowing the matrix to throw you off. Do you see what I mean? So that's the point of it. That's the reason why it's so useful to view this as an illusion. Now, recent past, this is very good. You've been finding your strengths. You've been finding your power. You've learned how to be in the present moment and really look at things without the blindfolds on, you know, actually really face things head on and be like, boom, this is what's going on in my life. This is where I'm at. I'm not running away from it anymore. I'm not hiding. I'm looking at things as they really are, you know. And that's where your power lies, because once you're in the present moment, you are allowing spirit to work through you, because spirit can only work through you when you're intensely present. Yeah, because then there's less ego in you. You know, when you're thinking too much about the past, or you're sort of ruminating too much on the future, you're not present, and that makes it very hard for spirit to work through you. So, you know, spirit is saying, well done here. what you've been doing is doing very steady progress. Knight of Pentacles. This is steady progress. All right, it might feel slow progress. You might feel you're progressing slower than you would really like, but this is steady, genuine, authentic progress that you are making towards more abundance, more stability, being more centered, being more grounded, being more everything. You know, strength and the Knight of Pentacles. Amazing. Very good energy. So Spirit is saying that we have got this. You know, we're moving into the right alignment here. Oh my God. This is amazing. Wheel of Fortune, right? Something is happening right around now. And you know the most amazing thing? April is, we've got 2 new moons. We had one on the 1st and we've got one on the 29th. Because of this, it's seen as a portal. April is being seen as a portal of energy for us to let go of old karmic patterns and move into new timelines. Because there's a portal of energy here. We've got the Wheel of Fortune here. So what is going on is a miracle is being made manifest. Something is happening. It is a miracle. It is something you have been waiting for. Something you have been waiting for is about to happen. Now, what you've got here is fast movement. Knight of Swords. For some of you, this can be an ex returning or someone from your past returning. But I'm telling you, whatever is happening, this is fast movement, because the Wheel of Fortune comes in. When it comes in fast because it's from the universe. Knight of Swords is fast movement. So I would say to you, hold on tight. Stay very centered. Remember the world is an illusion, so that you don't get like freaked out or thrown off, because something here is happening. I'm telling you now to get these 2 cards together. Now, the person you're thinking about is liberating themselves. This person has been suffering very, very badly in the mind. They have very bad mind activity, a lot of ego, and they get very stuck in these thoughts. Now they're releasing themselves. Somebody is releasing themselves from suffering or being stuck. Ooh. Chariot reversed. Look at that. I think somebody could be literally somebody could be breaking free from a situation in a really out of control way. Now remember, this is a collective reading, so there's different ways we can interpret these cards. But somebody is taking themselves out of a situation in a way that is probably really strange. Like, it's like, because the Chariot reversed is sort of like very out of control, you know. It's like there's no balance, there's no control. I feel like somebody could be ripping themselves out of a situation very suddenly, or they could be trying to deal with something in a very out of control way. Now, what does this person think of you? It's like they're very triggered, you know. They're very, very triggered. We've got the King of Pentacles in reversed. You know, this person very much struggles with trust. They struggle to stay centered. I mean, that is really obvious from the Chariot and the 8 of Swords reversed. I think this person struggles to stay centered. They struggle to stay calm. They get triggered very easily. They struggle to trust. They're very much always looking at what's gone wrong. They look at the disappointments all of the time. Yeah. That card keeps moving. Okay, we've got King of Swords there. So, now there could be a Gemini involved here, but it doesn't have to be. I don't really like saying star signs in these readings because I watch YouTube channels all the time that say the star signs of the cards and they're always wrong. So I don't bother saying it. But it could be a Gemini. I just wanted to say that. But anyway, I'll deal with that card in a minute. This person, it's like they're looking at the negatives all of the time when it comes to you. And yet there's a pot here with a beautiful rainbow coming out of it. So it's like, as much as they don't trust you, or as much as they want to kind of reject you or push you away, they can't help but deny that there's something about you that they really value. And, you know, they've got this King of Swords energy as well. So it's like, really, they've been doing a hell of a lot of thinking about you, because the King of Swords is a real thinker. I would say you'd be really surprised how much this person's been thinking about you a lot, having lots of negative thoughts, a hell of a lot of negative thoughts, but also they can't deny the value that you hold. And so they've been thinking about you loads. And the whole thing to do with your connection makes them feel very unstable and shaky, and they don't trust. It's really weird. But then they can't deny what's special about you. It's like there's something magical about you that they can't put their finger on, and they know the value of you. But thinking about you loads. How do they feel? Right, now, this person has felt very victimised, very rejected. They felt like they're all alone. Victim stories abound. You know, this person's got it all, you know. Poor me, my life's been way worse than anybody else's. They don't recognise all the challenges you've gone through. You know, what a joke. You know, and but they're healing it because it's in reversed, you see. It's in reversed. So they're starting to realise that they need to kind of let go of some of those stories, or not kind of like wallow in them as much. They've got this card here, 8 of Cups, which is walking away from troubled times. So they're starting to realise, look, if I don't move on, like, this is not going to help my current situation. So that's good. How do they want to move forward? I think what they want to do is they want to focus on dropping some of the issues, and they want to focus on dropping some of the burdens that they carry. So I think they might have been quite distant from you while they were sort of doing some of that work, because it's like they know they've been carrying a hell of a lot of burdens. Oh, freaky. Look at this. Oh my God. Freaky. And they both came out in reverse. Jesus. Spirit is very, very close. Do you know, before I started this reading, I was like, I can feel Spirit very close today. Certain days I can really feel it. And I thought Spirit is very, very close today. And that's just confirmed it for me. You know, the chances of those two cards coming out in the same position. How do they want to move forward? To be honest with you, they don't really know how to move forward with you, because I think they generally don't cope very well with their emotions. So they don't really know how to, they're quite out of control emotionally, this person. But all they do know is that they think about you a lot, they value you, they're trying to improve their mental health or their life, but in a kind of weird sort of way, you know, it's, but they are trying to move forward from some of the stories, and I think what they're thinking is, I need to let go of some of my baggage, because this is baggage, you know, this is karma that they've been carrying, and I think they realise that that karma that they're carrying is sort of affecting them. I think they realise it's been making them feel quite unwell, or they've been struggling to carry everything. And so I think what they realise is, I need to offload some stuff so that I can then move forward, right? So I think they're kind of temporarily a bit stuck, you know, at the moment, because what they're trying to do is quite challenging, you know. It is quite challenging. That feels very intense. This person's got a very intense energy. They've got a very intense energy, and they get very triggered and very out of control. But I think what they're realizing is, shit, like, I can't live like this. I have to do something about the burdens or the baggage I'm carrying. Right, so what's hidden that you don't see is, it's not great, really. There is a lack of, there's a lack of emotional fulfillment here, and there's a lack of working together, right? So I feel like in this connection, what's kind of happening is there's some sort of delay going on, right? High Priestess. Oh dear, it's very intense. Look at that, High Priestess. There's a lack of progress. Now, it could all turn around quite easily into emotional fulfillment and cooperation. But there's this High Priestess energy. There's a lot of I think there's a hell of a lot of feelings being kept private, and that is interesting, because this is a very intense person. They've got a lot of pride. They don't want you to know how much they actually need you. The advice from Spirit is to continue to be your true nature. Continue to be on your true path. And I say this all the time in these readings, don't I? Because it's what my spirit guides show me all of the time. Now, the challenges you face, you're going to be able to deal with them very easily, much more easily than you think. You're absolutely moving in your alignment now. You're not allowing this person to distract you anymore. You know they've got a lot of ego. You know they've got a lot of pain body. It gets in the way of your connection because they trigger too much. They're starting to realise like they need to sort themselves out, really. Now, I think what you don't see is, obviously what they're suppressing. They're suppressing really how much they would actually like to interact with you and how much they would like to improve things with you, and they're suppressing how much, that if they could just allow themselves to relax a little bit, how much they would actually feel very fulfilled to have more more communication and have you more in their life. So at the moment they're being very secretive. And that's what you don't see, because they're probably not showing you very much, and it's hard for you to know what they're really thinking. But they're thinking about you loads, and this person's got, the way I see it is they've got to purge. And I guess that's probably what it is with this Ten of Wands energy reversed, that this person's going through a lot of purging at the moment. So they're probably very emotional, and they will feel maybe quite dark moods come upon them, maybe quite paranoid thoughts at times. They're going through a lot of purging, and it's because Spirit is sort of saying they can't really continue like this. And with that Wheel of Fortune, I feel like Spirit is kind of putting the pressure on this person now, and they have to kind of purge. They can't contain all this stuff from their past, whatever it is, negative emotions that they've been suppressing. they've got these emotions for you, they think about you a lot, they care about you a lot, but they're not willing to open up to you about that and be honest. The advice for you is to really just keep connecting with your true self. You know, you've done a great job, you've been connecting with spirit more, you know, inside yourself. You've been reminding yourself who you really are. You know, you've not been playing out the stories in your heads. You've not been playing out an ego identity anymore. You've done a lot of purging. Do you know what I mean? You've really like come back to be who you really are. And the challenges for you will be easier to overcome because you're not carrying so much denial or so much pain body and so many stories in your head, you know, like poor me, like I'm not being nasty, but that's where this person still is. You're not like that anymore. So when challenges come up against you, you just see it for what it is. It's just like, oh, that's the Matrix. Matrix is just bringing me another challenge. Okay, I'm going to rise, you know, I'm going to transcend this. I'm not going to let it drag me down. And, you know, you don't allow it to drag you down into unconscious behaviour. Whereas your person is still kind of in that place where they let things kind of pull them down. But they're realising, I think, at the moment that they've got to stop it because they've obviously been suffering a lot. But they're still quite proud. They don't want to admit how much they like you and how much they would, you know, need you. Now the outcome is alignment, brilliant, confidence coming back. You're on track, you're on path, you're remembering your divine power, just everything that I've just said really. Your energy is getting a lot more attractive because when you're stuck in the past and you're always telling yourself negative stories about your past and, you know, you're carrying a lot of pain body because you haven't really purged it out, because you're just in this like ego identity, like whatever that might be with your addictions or, you know, who you think you are. And it's like, you know, that's not really, that's like the false self, isn't it? And we all go through it because we have to cope sometimes with life. But you've been peeling all that away and you've been able to be honest with yourself and face some of your fears and, you know, just come back to your true self and let that shine out. And that sometimes that means being a bit vulnerable, doesn't it? And it means rejecting things as well and saying, no, I'm not going to go down those paths anymore because I know they're toxic for me and stuff like that. So your energy is becoming much more conscious, and that's a very beautiful vibration. It's a very attractive vibration because you're not, you know, you're getting back to being your true self, like this crystal inside you shining, because you're not covering it with all the ego and the fake false self, you know. So what that means is you're shining out a very beautiful, attractive energy. You're getting your alignment back, you're getting your confidence back, and you know the offshot of that is you're attracting Two of Cups energy. Because when you're attractive, because that's like source consciousness, isn't it? You know, you're allowing source consciousness to flow through you because source consciousness is there for all of us all of the time. But it's this ego and this pain body that we feel that, and it distracts, we allow it to distract us, and then we're not accessing the conscious energy that's actually there all of the time. But you're accessing it now. More and more, you know, through April. I would say April's a massive month for us to sever the old timelines with the unconscious self and the ego patterns we were stuck in and the addictions and the toxic attachments, whatever. And it's a great portal this month to actually access the more conscious timeline and really access source consciousness, you know, that's available to us, and just start to really be it on a deeper level. And it means you're attracting this Two of Cups energy, which is relationship. You know, so some of you could be having a reunion, some of you could actually be attracting new love, some of you could be, like I said, a reunion could be with a family member, a friend, or a lover, you know, and for some of you it could be a new partnership perhaps. But And for some of you, this could just even be your own healing, because Two of Cups is about coming together. So, you know, that could even just be you merging back into source consciousness and just feeling the oneness, you know, that you haven't felt in so long, because you just, you know, I was the same, just always fragmenting into the ego mind and getting pulled into the matrix and distracted by things in the matrix. And now it's like, no, we're rejecting all of that and we're unplugging from it, and we're coming back to spirit. So that is a vibration for love, because spirit is basically love. So, you know, this is a beautiful reading, really. There's a lot there. And I think just stay centered is the message. Keep staying centered, because you're centered in spirit, in consciousness, a conscious vibration. And this person, you know, they're struggling. But in a way, it's like you are the light, you know, you are the light. And whether they come back to you or you're actually finding something else come in for you, attracting something new, ultimately, you know, coming into this beautiful vibration, aren't you? So that's amazing, really, isn't it? So that's the message. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, thanks for giving me a thumbs up and subscribing. If you'd like a one-to-one tarot, I'm here, just contacting me, and I'm sending you lots of love, lots of peace, wherever you are on Gaia.